Welcome back to Box Office Maniacs, and tonight I have an unboxing for you. And this one is of the Steelbook, Dr. Sleep. I'm going to very briefly break down my history of this movie. I read the book. As soon as the book came out, I picked it up and read it because I'm a big Stephen King fan. And of course, I'm a big Shining fan. And for him to write a sequel to Shining, of course, I had to read it. And I read it, and I did not like the book whatsoever. I actually thought the book was just slow. I thought it was boring. I barely even finished it. It was one of those just, Dr. Sleep is a good word for that book, in my opinion, because it was putting me to sleep the entire time I was reading it. So when this movie came out, I seen the trailer for it, and I'm like, oh man, it actually looks pretty good. So I thought maybe that the movie would transfer better onto the screen than it did into a novel. And there's one reason for that, and there's a picture of it right here on the front cover. Now, if you've never read The Shining, the original Stephen King book, The Shining, I'm going to give you some spoilers here. So if you are ever planning on reading the book, turn the review off now if you don't want to hear spoilers. Okay, so at the end of The Shining, I'm going to probably say this in my actual review too. At the end of The Shining, he burned the hotel down. The Overlook Hotel was burnt down in The Shining. It was gone, doesn't exist. So in the sequel, they went back to the Overlook Hotel, and there was nothing there. It was just burnt down, and it was stupid. It was like, and there was like, they couldn't do anything really because there was no hotel, and it was just kind of dumb. But of course, in the original movie, the hotel never burnt down. So when they actually go back to the hotel here, they can actually go back to the hotel. I thought, wow, that's a really cool idea for the film. It makes it different than the book. Actually, it would make it better than the book. So I was actually looking forward to seeing this, but I never got the chance to actually see it. So now that it actually came out in 4K, I went out and grabbed it, and this is so cool because it actually has the director's cut on here. It's like a 3-hour director's cut. So I just went to Best Buy today and picked it up, and this was the only copy of the Steelbook they had left, which was really rare for me because every time I go to a Best Buy, and if I don't go there at 8 o'clock in the morning as soon as the movie is released, there is no Steelbooks left. So I got very lucky to get the Steelbook. So let's go ahead and open up the Steelbook, and I'm going to take a closer look at it. Okay, so I took the plastic off, and if you watch any of my other reviews for unboxings, you know basically what I do now is when I buy a Steelbook at Best Buy, I always open it up at the store because every time I've gotten one, or like I would say even 50% of the time that I bought a Steelbook, it was dented. And if you turn it around, this is a sticker on the back, or a piece of cardboard, and you take it off and it has a huge dent across it, and sometimes I take it back, sometimes I didn't. However, this time I did not do that. I actually did not open it up at the store, so hopefully this is not dented. The cover here I really like a lot. I think this is a really cool cover of Ian McGregor's character, and again, you have the hotel here in the center, and of course he's on his three-wheeler, and you got the awesome scene with the elevator. You got all that cool stuff going on in the front cover. I think it's much more interesting than the original cover that they're selling with just the 4K. And I like that. I like the fact that they actually did something different here with the Steelbook. And I've never seen this image before, so I think it might be just for the Steelbook. And that's great. I think they should do that a lot more often. So we turn it around to the back here. I don't even know what extras are on here. It has a theatrical version, 4K disc. The 3-hour version of it is actually on Blu-ray, which is perfectly fine. And it has like a little bit of the extras here. It doesn't look like there's a ton of extras. I could be wrong. But one thing down here that excites me is Dolby Atmos. It's in Dolby Atmos, so that's really cool. Alright, so let's take a look at the back of this. And hopefully it's not dented. Here we go. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Nope. Well, nope, it's not. I thought I seen a dent, but I did not. Not a whole lot to the back of it, which is fine. Sometimes they have kind of most of the time on the back of these Steelbooks, there's a little image, or it's usually not really well decorated. They keep all the cool looks to the front, but sorry not to dent it myself. The red rum here on the back is really cool. It's pretty nice what they did here. Just a very simple red rum. Alright, so let's take a look at the inside. Now, for those who are new to my channel, and if you're watching this for the first time, what I do is I give out a code if you haven't seen this movie like I haven't, or if you have seen the movie and want the code, just go ahead and put your email address down there on the bottom, or actually you can email me if you want, because I will also have my email address. If you don't want to leave your email address, that's perfectly fine. Or you can get on my Facebook page and also do the same. Either leave your email address or say, hey, you know, I sent you an email, or whatever you want to do. But I do give out free codes all the time. So it's Friday now that I'm recording this, so it'll probably be next Friday by the time I get around to giving it out. So you got plenty of time. If you want to, it's fine. You know what to do. Okay, so inside here, got Ian McGregor's character over here, and he's standing. I don't know what he's looking at. He's looking at the discs over here. You have the 4K disc, and then you also have the Blu-ray, which has the director's cut on it. So the other half is him looking at the red rum, or murder, as it says right here, on the wall across from where he's standing at. And I believe that was in the book, where he wakes up and he looks across there and he sees that on the wall. So it's interesting inside. I think they could have probably done a little bit better with with something, but it's an okay picture. Now, what I'm really happy that they did here with this disc is to include the director's cut and not bring this out and then like 2 months later or a month later bring out the director's cut. They give you all of it in one disc, and that's really awesome that they did that. And they also have that just on the regular Blu-ray, no 4K, just regular Blu-ray. I believe that they're doing it as well. So that's a really awesome thing for them to do. So now comes the question of, I've never seen the film, so which one watch first? So I will probably watch the theatrical version first, being that's what came out, and then compare it to the director's cut after I watch it. So I'm really excited about this. I really am. And I'm going to totally review this for you guys when I get all the extras done and both versions of it watched and everything else. So I will be bringing you this review of what I thought of this compared to the book. So if you want to check that out, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you will be notified when that review shows up eventually, when I get all this done. Or if you just like unboxings, or you like reviews for horror movies or action films or animated movies, we do everything here. And you can become one of the maniacs just by hitting that subscribe button. Because as all of our other maniacs know, we love our maniacs on here. So join the crowd, become one of the maniacs, and if you want their code, you know what to do. And I'll see you next time here on, you know what channel this is.